Utah Pet Access, Brad here. We're going to go over exactly what you get in our 2264 kit. 2264 kit is this kit right here. Why we call it a kit is it consists of multiple different products. It consists of our Signature Series product, and then it consists of a 2264 kit. So that's kind of why we call it our 2264 kit. What it is, this is a large Plexisport pet door. The dimensions for the flat is 13 1/4 by 16. So for your dogs out there, and this is called our large French application. The reason being is this is our French door, our standard door with glass. How do we find out if we have a 2264 kit or a 2064 kit or a 2080 kit? There's a lot of kits out there. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take the overall width and height measurement and also the daylight measurements. Now daylight is what you can see through, inside edge to inside edge. So let's get that measurement. We are 21 1/8, so we will need that dimension. And for height, again, we're gonna go inside to inside. I've got 63 1/8. Now if we're gonna go our overall dimension, outside to outside, I have 24 inches. And height-wise, outside of frame to outside of frame, I just go right at that corner. I come up, I've got 66 inches. We call this our 2264 kit because that is the glass size that goes in this. That's what industry standard calls it. We send it out with 1-inch glass. We match the same kit, so this is our 1-inch glass product. It consists of an inner piece, our Signature Series, and an outer piece. The outer piece is screwed on with these screw holes. These plugs right here you can see. And then they all come with a plug pack. And then these plugs just pop right in the hole. So we'll go over exactly how to do all of that right now. We're going to show you what it looks like. Another thing to take in consideration with the 2264 kits or the 2280 kits is that it still leaves about 9.5 inches on the bottom of your door to the pet door. So this specific one, the pet door wouldn't, and I'm from the ground, the pet door wouldn't start till about 10 3/4 inches. The reason why this is so important, if your dog can't clear that height, then we're going to start running into an issue. They're not going to be using the pet door. So I suggest going to our 2271 kit that will increase the height. That requires a little bit more work, and look for that on our YouTube channel of the installation of that process. So we're going to go over a few steps on how to do this. The tools required for this work: impact with the P2, so a screwdriver with a P2 would work as well. We're going to need a utility knife, just a decent blade, doesn't need to be super sharp. And then we like to use just quick setup sawhorses. That way it's a good working platform that we have to work off of. So we're going to go through how to do that. Now that we've got the door off the frame, you're going to want to remember that you don't want to pull the pins out of the hinges. Pulling the pins out of the hinges like the old method where you take the screwdriver and you beat the pin out of the door, do not do that. That is the worst thing you could possibly do when taking a door off, because then you have to figure out where those pins were again. So just unscrew the hinge completely, either from the door or from the frame, to take it off. You can also do this installation with the door in the hole. It's just going to require 2 people. One person on the inside undoing the screws, the person on the outside catching the 1/2 on the exterior side, and then the person on the outside then re-putting in the exterior side, holding it for the interior person to fasten the screws on it. So we're going to go over the process here. On this kit specifically, we already have the plugs pulled out. So this is where a razor knife or a utility knife would come into play. You would take it and you just come at the edge of the hole, and then you would go off the side and then pop them out, and then it's just going to show the exposed screw holes. From there, we're going to want to take off, and this right now, this is the inside of the door, so we're going to want to take off the inside kit, the only side with the screws or the plugs on it. So we're going to take these off all the way around. After that's done, if your door is painted, what you want to do, just to make sure that it ensures that we're not messing up anything, is you want to take your knife and you want to run it along the edge of the door. And you're gonna just put a nice score and a cut into the paint, the caulk that's there, so it stays there. After you cut all the way around the door, you're gonna be able to just to lift this up. Sometimes, if you know, depending on how old the door is or how well the caulk is, you can take a pry bar, a honey tool, you know, anything that's kind of shaped like this. You can get it in the edge and just twist a little bit. The glass can take it. Don't pry on the glass, but just twist a little bit. It'll help you get out of the plugs of the kit. So after we got the interior side off, we're just gonna set this to the side. When you take off this kit, I suggest keeping it. It already matches the door and paint and color and everything like that. And if you decide to move, this kit can come with you. Take this kit everywhere you go. The only difference is you might have to rebutyl the side or caulk the outside edge. That's not a big deal at all. So we got the inside piece off. We're gonna flip the door and then we're gonna cut the outside piece off. Now we've got the door flipped around. Now we're on the exterior side. We're gonna wanna just slowly pry and cut this edge off. So just a nice score around the outside. And that's gonna be cutting the butyl. Just get your fingers underneath there. Again, you can use your pry bar. Now we have our door. The other 2264 kit is out. Now we're gonna install our kit. We're on the exterior of the door. You're gonna look at the handles. The handle's gonna be the clear identification, really help you. It's gonna either have a lock or a key side. So pay attention to that. We don't wanna put the wrong side on the wrong side. Now if the door's in the hole, obviously the outside person should be on the outside. The inside person should be on the inside. So our next step, we want to lay down the kit that we sent you, our 2264 kit, with our Signature Series product with the large Plexidor pet door in there. We're gonna unscrew the inner frame. Now we're gonna take our door. We're gonna put our door over our kit. Take our interior trim piece. We're gonna set it down in the holes. Now you want, at this part, you wanna just make sure it's sitting flat. If anything's holding up, you wanna handle it now before you start screwing it in. Then we're gonna take our screws. There's about 18 of them that we're gonna wanna put all the way around the outside. And you know, go snug. I mean, you can go pretty tight. You don't wanna go to the point where you're using the impact like this and you're really wrenching down on them.
After we get all the screws in, let's put the plugs in. The plugs are tapered, so we're going to want to angle them as we put them in and then just press firmly. Once we get all the plugs in, all we need to do is rehang the door and then we're ready to use the pet door.